So let us start the today lecture. The today lecture is based on the transistor logic. This transistor logic means there are two transistors, T1 and T2, and sometime it will be required more than two as well. How these two transistors work and gives the output. Now in this case, when this transistor T1 has the input, Vi is input voltage, this is input voltage, and here it is the output voltage. So this transistor is work as inverter. This is work as inverter, and the working of the inverter can be explained by assuming two cases. Say case one, when Vi is low. Low means not 0, but 0.2 volt. 0.2 volt. Low means not 0, means this way, if you are having this kind of pulse, so it is 0 and this is 1. So 0 is low. Suppose it is low, then what will happen? From this voltage Vi low, there is base emitter junction. Base emitter junction. So if we see this case, that is, here it is Vi, and there is a transistor. This transistor is something like this. Here it is base, emitter, and collector, and this is the collector terminal. Since it is NPN, so these are the charge carriers. So this junction, that is emitter base junction. Emitter base junction. So emitter base junction required, this required 0.75 volt. This required 0.75 volt. So the total point at this point P, suppose this is the P point. So the potential at point P, Vp is Vi plus VBE. So Vi is 0.2 volt and this is 0.75 volt. So it is 0.95 volt. This much potential will develop. And this potential is not sufficient to conduct the transistor T2. So this potential is not sufficient to conduct the transistor T2. That is transistor T2 is in the cutoff mode. So the complete VCC, the output will be the complete VCC, that is high. Output is high 1. So what we find, if input is low, when input is low, then the output is high. Output is high. So this is the case. This is the high one. This is the high one. In this way, this is the circuit. And the case 2 is when V input is high. V input is high. So high means suppose 5 volt. V input is high. It means this is sufficient. Then the base current at T2. The base current at the transistor T2 is something like if you like to see the block diagram. So this one is base, this is emitter, and this is collector of transistor T1. And here, this is the transistor T2. This is something like, this is base, here it is emitter, and collector. So what we find, there is one junction here and another junction is here. So these two junctions, that is base collector junction in T1 and base emitter junction in T2. This transistor is T2. So the ID current in the diode is equal to current in transistor 1 is equal to current in transistor 2, base current is equal to VCC minus VBC minus VBE divided by resistance R. So this is 5 volt minus 0.75 volt minus 0.75 volt, and this is divided by 4 kilo ohm. This is 4. So let us see on the new page. So this I base B1, IB2 is equal to VCC minus VBC minus VBE upon the resistance R. So this is 5 volt minus 0.75 volt minus 0.75 volt divided by this value is 4 kilo ohm. So this is 5 minus 1.5 volt, and this is divided by 4 kilo ohm. So this value is 3.5 kilo ohm, voltage. This is 3.5 volt and this is 4 kilo ohm. So this is the 0.9 milliampere is the current IB2. And this current is flowing through this. So the output the output at the terminal of transistor T2 is V0 is equal to VCC minus ICRC. So this is VCC 5 volt minus, say, this is, if you are asking about the beta, then IB2 and then R. So these are not equal to 0 and are approximately 5 volt. So this is 5 minus 5 volt, 5 volt. So we can say it is 0 volt. So V0 is 0 volt. This indicates about the low state. So what we find? We have find something like this. That is, this can be supposed to be 2 diode, and here it is 1 transistor. Here it is 1 transistor, and then this is the V0 output. So this is base collector junction, this is base emitter junction, and this is the whole concept of transistor T1, and this is T2. Here it is R connecting with this case, and this is VI. So in this way, when we find there is a low, here it is low, then it is, and here it is high. So the output is high and then it is low. This is high and this is low. So what we'll find, this is nothing but it is inverter logic circuit. Inverter logic circuit is here. Now, as in case of the diode, for removal of minority charge carrier, charge carrier, we have an additional extension in the circuit as this is VCC. Here it is the transistor. This is transistor, and again there is another transistor. Here is the bypass resistance. This is minus VBB. This is RB, and this one is the transistor that we take the output here, V0. So we can call this is D1, this is D2, and this is point P. So VP is equal to 0.95 volt when this V is 0.2 volt, that is low state. Low state of, this is DA, and this is resistance R. So this is the similar case as we have discussed. So the available path for the excess charges to remove through removed through RB as D1 and D2, both are non-conducting state. Non-conducting state. Non-conducting state. So this IRB is how much? 0.75 minus 0.2. This is 2. 0.2, because this value is minus 2 volt. So and the resistance is a 20 kilo ohm. This RB is 20 kilo ohm. So this will provide a path of the excess minority charge carrier. This is 4 kilo ohm. This is 20 kilo ohm. So the value is 0.14 milliampere. This is the value. And the charge, this is what? This is 0.14 into 10 to the power minus 3 Coulomb charge per second. Charge per second. This at this place where it is the current, that is base, collector and emitter. So from this end, the hole, and here it is the electrons. So the minority charge carrier, minority charge in base is drain out through this base part. And we can change this place to make the conducting. We use the more speedy device. In place of D1, there is a transistor. In place of D1, there is a transistor, so that the excess charge remove quickly. So this can be constructed as, suppose this is the VI, and here it is one diode, and this is the resistance at this base, and this is, in place of D1, we have again, there is a transistor, and this transistor emitter is connected to the diode D2, and this is connected to the transistor. Here it is V output. This is E, and this is the bypass minus VBB, and this RB. So what change we have? Consider this point. In place of D1, we have another transistor. And this point is P point, and potential is 0.95 volt, as this is 0.2 volt, means low state. So what happened in this case? As VI switch from high to low, the excess charges are removed through this RB as reverse bias, reverse current. The reverse current, which is unable to flow through the diode D2. Diode D2 means in this direction, this will not flow. So what happens? There is another path to flow the current in the RB resistance. So the more realistic part is we have a transistor circuit. This transistor circuit is, we have this is a transistor circuit, emitter, here it is collector, and this collector is connected to another transistor, and this transistor is connected to the final transistor, and this part is connected to this way. Here it is another resistance, and there is another resistance. Here it is plus VCC. So this transistor is say T1, this transistor is T2, and this transistor is T3, from where we take the output. This is the input. This is the input. So VC at T1 transistor is 0.75 volt at T2, this transistor, and plus 0.75 volt at T3. So this value is, this total value is 1.5 volt. The total value is 1.5 volt. And this 1.5 volt is sufficiently conduct this one is as the resist current IB1 is VCC minus VP upon R. So this value is 5 volt minus VP is 0.95 volt, and the resistance is 4 kilo ohm, say. So this value is 4.05 volt divided by 4 kilo ohm, which is equal to 1 milliampere current. And IC1 is HFE into IB1. So HFE is 50 into 1 milliampere. So this is 50 milliampere. This is the IC current. So this 50 milliampere IC1 will carry a much faster than DTL NAND gate. DTL NAND gate. Therefore, transistor T3 can switches from saturation to cutoff. Saturation to cutoff much faster than the other kind of gates. other kinds of gates. So this 50 times of this current, and that's why we use the TTL NAND gate. Now for complete circuit with the active load, can be drawn as, how to draw? We see this one is supply line plus VCC. This is supply line plus VCC, and there are 3 inputs. So we have this resistance, and then there is one base as this is point A. Here it is capacitor. We have another base terminal, which is B, and this is C, and then another base terminal, this is C, and here it is. So all the capacitor points are joined together with the transistor. Here all these base points are connected. This is EA, this is EB, and this is EC. This is the EC. These are the 3 transistors, and we have connected this transistor, this point, to here with another transistor, and this transistor have the part So we see these are the set of transistors. You can say TI1. Here it is the transistor T2. This transistor is T3, and this transistor is T4. This transistor is T4. And the combination, this combination is known as totem pole. This combination is known as totem pole, and we will discuss this totem pole within few minutes. What do you mean by this totem pole? So the table, the truth table can be drawn as A, this input is A, B, C, and V0 output. If all are 0, then it is 1. This is 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, this is 1, 0, 0, 1 is 1, 1, 1, 0 is 1, this is 1, 0, 1 is 1, 0, 1, 1 is 0, and the last one is 1, 1, 1 is, this is 1, and here it is 0. Here it is 0. So this is a table of NAND gate. NAND gate using transistor logic. So this part, this output load, we can explain the output load, that is totem pole. The output load is a dynamic load. Dynamic load, and it is known as totem pole. This is known as totem pole. In this totem pole, why it is dynamic and in what sense it is dynamic? When we have the circuit something like this is T2 and here it is D. Now in this case, there is a P and N. There is a electron and here it is hole. So in this case, we have this kind of the characteristic, that is the forward bias and this is the reverse bias. In forward bias configuration, Ri is few ohm, and this R reverse is of the order mega ohm. So this value is changing. That is R is changing. This is the dynamic. Sometimes it is low, that is few ohm, and sometimes it is very, very high, that is mega ohm. And this transistor, what this transistor will do, this transistor IB, the base, and here it is beta IB is there. So the required current, VCC, this required current, that the current is flowing to this part, is this is the way to govern the output, V output. So for minimum power dissipation, the pull up resistance RC, the pull up resistance RC is replaced by the active device. Transistor T2 and diode D. This circuit is recognized. This circuit is recognized to be an active pull-up resistance and known as the totem pole. totem pole amplifier, total pole amplifier, because the transistor T2 is sits upon T3. It is also referred to be a power driver or power buffer output stage. So these are the importance of TTL over the different type of the circuits. And if we compare all these three, circuits, so this is RTL, DTL, and TTL. So the first is the basic gate